and 4 in Athens.
Gentlemen on track, could you listen for your names, please? Let me give you heat 1. Please listen.
Fans buzzing in the stands here at GC Foster.
Lane 1.
Former Western Relays honoree Michael McIntosh near to us.
Lane 4, Daisy Lee, MVP.
The field all set.
Lane 6, Devontae Montague, MVP. Lane 7, Michael Sharp, GC Foster. Lane
It's
8,
windy here. Blustery wind wafting across GC Foster as we get set for the 30 in the 400 meters. Women's 400 record. That event comes up next. That also set in 2006. Sharnetta Stewart, a Veertech at that time, retired now, as is Gonzalez. She an outstanding high school star for Veertech, and Veertech is here. They've had some victories today, in particular in the girls' sprint hurdles. Polished performance at class 1 for Tanique Taylor, 14.6, and has put herself in the picture for a place in the final at Boys and Girls Championships. As we get set now, it's taken a few seconds to get this 400 going, and here it is set. Here's the lanes one more time: Biggs, Ducan, Gordon, Lee, Bernard, Montague, Sharp, and Forbes.
The record for the 400 meters
on the inside, Glenmore Biggs, fastest personal best in this field, listed at 48.63. Biggs in black in lane 1. Not too many big 40-meter races, 1 in lane 1. Biggs will try to do that. He's adjusting his blocks. Others are in the blocks already. Starter Reginald Reese looks them over, gives him a chance to get settled, puts the gun in the air. The start is clean for the first section of the 400, and Biggs is well behind. Francois Gordon, lane number 3 for the Falcon Empire. Tall man goes up quite fast. Biggs well behind, won't make this 48.6 here in this race. On the outside for GC Foster, it's like Michael Sharp in the white vest. Just behind him running fast is Devontae Montague of MVP. Montague looking good, just inside Sharp, and they head for the final turn. Sharp on the outside in the white outfit of GC Foster. Just beside him is Montague of the MVP. Sharp begins to look sharp, pulls away down the stretch, breaks away from this field, and brings a home win for the fans at 50.63 to kick off racing at men's 400 meters. Looked like he had gotten caught at the top curve, but he was saving himself for a big stretch run, and the clock winds down to 50.49 for Sharp in heat number 1. 50.49 for Sharp of GC Foster, and he starts the racing. Michael Sharp, of course, late broadcaster of many years standing memory, Sharp from many. And Michael Sharp here, Sharp in heat number 1 at 50.49. The big heat, heat 3, with Delano Kennedy, the Curve champion, and Daniel Wright, the champs win at 4 hurdles for Excelsior in Class 2 last year. Delano Kennedy, the highest returner to Class 1 400s this season, and ran a 45.49 at the World Juniors in the semifinals. Looks like the high jump is finished. Can see Shane Gordon on the infield, away from the high jump area. Little windy, 2.26 at the Queen's meet a couple weeks ago. We get set for heat number 2 of the men's 400 meters.
Emil Gordon, MVP, lane 4.
Heat number 2. Here's the lineup: Dante Francis of Veertech, Andre Daly of Herbert Morrison. Have a DeAndre Daly, and last is now Mark Anthony Daly. This is Andrew Daly, Herbert Morrison, lane number 2. Orlando Houston is in lane number 3.
Lane 8.
Emil Gordon, MVP, lane number 4. Keandre John, Machete High, but from Grenada, lane number 5. Jalen Diet of MVP, Antigua, is in lane number 6. Najee Mikkel, Port Antonio High last year, but MVP now, lane number 7. He's gone 47.73. And Tyrese Henry of Bustamante High. If you see the purple and white here, it's not Kingston College, it's Bustamante High from Clarendon, lane number 8, Tyrese Henry. First heat set the bar at 50.49, and this second heat has Mikkel, the former Port Antonio boy, now turning into a man at the MVP in lane number 7. Has the bright green strip of MVP on the outside. Starter Reese fires the gun, sets his second heat flying, and Mikkel goes up fast, also going fast is Henry Bustamante in the purple on the outside. Looks like Mikkel catches up to him a little bit on the inside. Diet, the Antiguan, he also in MVP lime green. He goes up, and Najee coming forward. 100 to go in this second heat of 400. The mark to beat 50.49, and Mikkel on the outside. Looks like it's a good corridor for winners. Speeds down the stretch with the field behind him. It's Mikkel. His teammate is coming forward. Diet and Mikkel right together, but Mikkel just gets there first. It's Najee Mikkel of MVP. Has run 47.73 here. 50.55 on the clock. MVP winning the second heat. The host GC Foster with Sharp. Heat 1 still in the lead at 50.49. The 400s in stride now. 5 heats, 2 gone. Sharp winning heat number 1, 50.49. And on your screen, Najee Mikkel in this MVP blue. That's his time, 50.55 in the second heat of men's 400 meters.
Go for heat 3, lane 1, Shane Wilson, Bustamante.
Don't turn your nose up at the time. It's windy and blustery here at GC Foster, as it often is at this time of day. 50.55, heat number 2.
Lane 5, Delana Mitchell, Homewood. Lane 6.
Heat number 3 coming up, and this one is a race to watch.
Lane 7, Davion White.
This is the heat with the Carifta champion, Delano Kennedy of Edwin Allen, World Junior Relay silver medalist. Sadly, false started out of the World Juniors last year in Cali, Colombia. Has dedicated his 2023 season to speeding at 400 meters. Here's a lineup. Lane 1, Bustamante High, O'Shane Wilson. Lane 2, Kennedy Edwin Allen, the favorite, has won here this season already and is undefeated at 400 so far in 2023. Ricardo Archer, Green Island High, lane number 3. Daniel Wright, last year's Class 2-4 hurdles champion, lane number 4. Delano Mitchell, Homewood, is in lane number 5. Daniel Barton, saw him early at 800. Fastest time of the day at 1:59.23. Davian White, Homewood, lane 7. And Chance Agree on the outside for Herbert Morrison in lane 8. Edwin Allen and Kingston College went traveling this week to a meet in Trinidad and Tobago, and haven't seen too much KC here, though entered the many events. Don't see Delano Kennedy out there either for this third heat, sort of the highlight heat of the 400 meters for men. So no Delano Kennedy out there. Little disappointment. Fans looking forward to seeing him every time he runs. Judith Pusey and son here, the Pusey judge. She part of that fast St. Mary High School family. Her son getting taller and taller, and we get set now for this third heat of the 400. Heat 1, 50.49. That's still the time to beat. So no Delano Kennedy in lane number 2. No surprise. Edwin Allen traveling this week. They raced in TNT on Thursday. Would have traveled back home yesterday, gone home to Frankfield in Clarendon. That's Maypen, out to the turnoff between there and Chapelton, up the hill 10 miles, and don't see Delano Kennedy out here now. No, and so Daniel Wright, lane number 4, testing his speed. There's the gun. Can Daniel Wright, last year's Class 2 4 hurdles champion for Excelsior, take over where Kennedy might have been in charge? He's gone off very fast in the first 100 meters and is testing his strength down the backstretch. Bright gold vest of Excelsior, boys champions in 1960, have a live one in Daniel Wright. He's dispatched the field for the first 250 and has kept on going at top speed. Will he pay for the early pace down the stretch? Wright away from the field as they come towards the straightaway. Daniel Wright, I thought he might tie up, but he's strong and powerful and comes through just to win at the end. On the outside, Davian White was flying at the end. I suspected Wright might tap near the end, and he did, but looks like he held on to win. And Daniel Wright ahead at the line after a very hard 300 meters of a system test by Coach Riley, David Riley of Excelsior, and you can see right here down the stretch with White on the outside closing fast, but Wright holds on to win in heat number 3.
Lane 4, Cordell Williams Mushett. Lane 6, lane 5, Adrian Sutherland, Rhodes Hall. Lane 6.
So Wright looking good, comes through to win. Waiting for the times to come up for the third heat. The time so far 50.49 by Sharp. Heat number 1, Mikhail MVP 50.55. In heat number 2, and we're waiting for the numbers for a second to see if Daniel Wright has set a new time leading run in heat number 3. Heat 4 on track for the men's 400 meters. The record 45.94 by Jermaine Gonzalez in 2006. Here's the lineup. Daniel Mitchell, Grenadian at Mushett High. Lavar Burbick, Excelsior, lane number 2. Tyrese Banks of Green Island High, lane number 3. Cordell Williams, Mushett High, lane number 4. Adrian Sutherland of Rhodes Hall, lane number 5. Amari Williamson, Homewood, lane number 6. Nicholas Mitchell, Edwin Allen, lane number 7. And Richard Farrier of Rhodes Hall High on the outside. Haven't got the time yet for the fast-moving Daniel Wright of Excelsior, heat number 3. Track alerts, seeking it. Give it to you as soon as we get it. Mitchell, Berwick, Ebanks, Williams, Sutherland, Williamson, Williams, and Farrier. Athletes not yet, just called to order now by Reginald Reese and his starting crew. The record 45.94, the time to beat here 50.49. It's blustery here at GC Foster. If you look beyond the track, you'll see all those advertising banner hoardings being battered by the breeze. Little break at the start. That time for Wright needed right now, just to see who's in the lead in this 5-race challenge at 400 meters. Jamaica a proud history in the 400 meters, starting in 1948. First Olympic gold medal, Arthur Wint in a 1-2 with Herb McKinley. Next Olympic Games, 1-2, George Roden, Herb McKinley. Burt Cameron, world champion, 1983. Devon Morris, world indoor champion, 1991. Greg Houghton, 2 world bronze medals, 2001 and 1995, and an Olympic bronze in the year 2000. Michael Blackwood, a medal in 2003 in Paris for Jamaica as well. So a rich history
So if you're just coming in, you're in time to see the fourth heat in the
Let me give you this lineup for this heat one more time as they get set. Mitchell, Mouchette. Berwick, Excelsior. Ebanks, Green Island. Williams, Mouchette. Sutherland, Rhodes Hall. Williamson, Homewood Tech. Williams, Edwin Allen, lane 7. And Richard Farrier, Rhodes Hall, lane number 8. So no Delano Kennedy in heat number 3. He, the Carifta champion, finalist last year in Cali for the World Juniors, and so the time's a little slower. And when you add to that this heavy breeze, you can hear it in the microphones. We have to give you that to explain why the times are so modest. Some adjustments being made in lane number 6. Omari Williamson of Homewood, uncomfortable. Starter's assistant Babsy McGowan, erstwhile track official, helps out, and now I think they're settling in number 6. You can see McGowan there helping the athlete in lane number 6. In a second you'll see him step back and let Reginald Reese, the starter, get things going. Heat number 4. Men's 400 meters. The meet record 45.94 by Jermaine Gonzalez in 2006. Gone up into the air now, and there they go. Heat number 4, men's 400 meters, and they finally get going after many delays. Looks like Sutherland in the Orange Rhodes Hall going best. He's looking good. He heads down the back straightaway, but just outside him for Edwin Allen is Nicholas Williams. A lively quartet of 4x4 from Edwin Allen. Coming through in the middle now from Mouchette is Williams. Williams looks good too. He starts to turn for home and takes command on the top curve and heads into the straightaway. As the trumpets boom in the stands, he looks to be in the lead now. Sutherland of Rhodes Hall looks good. He's coming from the inside. Further inside, it's Williams looking good, pulling away from the field, and a Banks of Green Island on the inside as well. This will be a commanding win in lane number 3 for Tyrese Banks of Green Island. Comes through for a commanding win in heat number 4.
For the men's 400 meters hurdles open.
Green Island, home of Odale Todd when he was a schoolboy. Todd's schoolboy coach was here, Michael McIntosh, and a Banks finished fast to win heat number 4.
Represented by Mr. Matthew Hibbert, Marketing and Trade Manager.
One heat left in the men's 400 meters. We're awaiting the times for the last 2 heats. Heat number 5, James, Rhodes Hall.
Open medal presentation. Third place to Tyrese Henry, Bustamante, 1 minute 01.03 seconds.
Heat number 5. Let me give you from the top. Darrell James, Rhodes Hall, bright orange. He's there in lining up lane number 1. Shamar Bradley, lane number 2. Bright outfit. Devon Brown of Spot Valley High, that's just outside Montego Bay, lane number 3. Raheem Mighton, Edwin Allen, lane number 4, part of the lively 4x4 group. Ryan Weber, lane number 5, 49.6 is best. Orlando Houston, impressive track club, big name, has run 48 flat but 50 flat this season. Sean Walter, Homewood, lane number 7, and on the outside, Devontae Miller of Green Island. His teammate Ebanks won heat number 4, and that's how they line up for this next heat. Heat number 5, men's 400 on the track. On the outside, from Devontae Miller lines up on the outside and goes out fast. Ebanks won heat number 4 for Green Island, and they've gone quickly. Just to his inside, running tall is Sean Walter of Homewood Tech. Also flying on the inside from Edwin Island is Mighton. Mighton tracking nicely for Edwin Island. He looks like he's the best on the top curve. It's Mighton start the track. Outside him from Green Island, Miller being caught a bit by Waters of Homewood, and still tracking on the inside is Mike Nabedinal in the light blue. It's Mighton who starts to slide forward. It's Mighton looking good. Mighton with a power on him in Jamaican track and field. Takes command near the end. It's Raheem Mighton in the last heat of the men's 400 meters. 52.18 on my clock for Raheem Mighton in heat number 5. And that won't trouble the leaderboard. Waiting for the times for heat number 3 and heat number 4. But Raheem Mighton of Erin Allen wraps up qualifying in the men's 400 meters with a 52.2 unofficial time in heat number 5.
Primary schools, prep schools, all classes 4, 3, 2, 1, girls and boys.
Men's 400 finished. Women's 400 coming up next. We'll fill in with our times for men's heat 400 for heat 3 and heat 4 as soon as we get them, to wrap it up in your minds as to what has happened. And
also to Esquire of Christopher Samuda, who is the president of the Jamaica Olympic Association.
So if you're just joining us, thank you. This is the 44th Western Relays, held for a short time, a couple of years now, in my town, Spanish Town. Hopefully soon be back at Catherine Hall in Montego Bay in due course. Next on track, women's 400 meters. A couple of rounds of this. I think I see 8 sections of women's 400 meters. An event where Jamaica has at the top end the outstanding world indoor bronze medalist from last year, Stephanie Ann McPherson. This is the first heat. Chelsea Edwards not there. Britannia Bailey Homewood is there in lane number 2. Chris Ann Gordon, not that one. Chris Ann Gordon Vertec, lane number 3. Graham, Mount Alvernia, in that bright suit, lane number 4. Freeman Vertec, lane number 5. White of Vertec is there. She might be the person to watch. Abrina White, she is a class 3 bronze medalist last year's run 55.79. She's a smooth mover and starts to hustle now. She's in lane 7, cruising on the inside, going a bit faster than she is though, is her teammate Bailey. Bailey, tall, stately, fast, tracking on the outside Freeman in the bright yellow of Vertec. It's Brittany Bailey, tall lady from Homewood Tech, who rounds the top curve, and Wright comes alive as well and starts to come forward. Abrina White, one of twins at Homewood. They model themselves off the Clayton twins from Erin Allen, and now she motors into the lead. It's Abrina White leading comfortably in this 400 meters. Bailey looks good too. It's Bailey. They switch to like 57.48 for Britannia Bailey of Homewood on the inside. Switch lanes. Her teammate right on the outside. She on the outside. The lane draws had them flip, but it doesn't matter. 57.20 for Britannia Bailey in the first race of the girls 400 meters. That sets the bar with heat number 1. So that's the time to aim at in the girls open 400 meters. 3 heats listed on the system. Let's see what happens. The last heat is stacked. Has Romana Burchell, the Olympic gold medalist in the 4x1, Tovia Jenkins, the 2018 World Indoor finalist, and Unique McNeil, former Vertec star, in lane number 6. So that heat number 3 probably will be the one to up the ante. Here's heat number 2. Nicholson Excelsior. Heat 2. Harris of Spot Valley High, just outside Montego Bay, is in lane number 1. Lewis Rhodes Hall. That's also out in the west in Hanover. Moya Mitchell, she from Vertec, has run the 100 this morning here already. Kirsten Herbert of Homewood. Ramona Tracy, Bustamante High. Anicia Taylor, Homewood. Brianna Daly of Bustamante And on the outside, Shani Grant of Green Island High on the outside in lane 8. The record in the women's 400 set in 2006 by Shanita Stewart, then Avirtech at 52.81 seconds. Empty lane. Lane 5, no Ramona Tracy of Bustamante High. Otherwise, the field is full. Little break. Harris of Spot Valley, she's there in lane number 1. Lewis, Rhodes Hall, lane number 2. Mitchell, not there, ran the 100 this morning from Vertec. Herbert, Homewood, lane number 4. They, of course, have the fastest 4x4 time this year, 3:38.12 here at the Central Hurdles and Relays. There's the gun for Heat 2, women's 400. Taylor, Daly, and Grant fill the outside lanes, and on the outside, Green Islands, Shanice Grant is going very hard. Taylor after her in lane number 6. So it's Taylor looking the best, and just inside Taylor going well too is Herbert. Herbert of Homewood ranging up on the inside in the bright colors of Rhodes Hall. Rihanna Lewis, who's looking good for Rhodes Hall on the outside. Coach Parchment doing a great job there in Hanover, and Lewis has the lead at the top curve. Rihanna Lewis tiring from the early pace and curving into the straightaway with attacks on the outside and on the inside, but still Lewis just has the lead. It's Lewis fighting the home stretch breeze. Coming on, of course, from Homewood is Taylor. Lewis holding on for Rhodes Hall. Taylor coming on for Homewood. She survives at the line. 59.4 on my clock for the girl from Rhodes Hall. Rhodes Hall, who held on though under attack. The time comes up 59.20 for Rihanna Lewis of Rhodes Hall in the second heat of the girls 400 meters. So the time from heat 1 by Bailey of Homewood, 59.20, still is top of the pops in the women's 400 meters so far.
Can we get some attention for one athlete who is on the track over by the start of the 200
If you're just tuning in, we welcome you to this live stream from Track Alerts of the 44th Western Relays, a meet started by the Comments Club in Montego Bay at Cornwall College, migrated to Catherine Hall when there were no stands there, just track, and now that track awaiting work to bring the relays back home as soon as possible. Heat number 3, women's 400 meters coming up. Heat 1, Bailey, Britannia Bailey, Homewood 57.20, and second heat, Rihanna Lewis, Rhodes Hall 59.20, and heat 3, here are the big names in heat number 3. Chambers, Atletico Union, that's a track club out west. Sasha Lee Forbes, formerly of Homewood, she has Olympic and World Champs relay medals in the 4x1. She's in lane number 2. Ramona Burchell, Herbert Morrison to Alabama, where she was 2-time NCAA 100 champion and had an indoor title as well. She's ran in the heats of both the World Champs last year and the Olympic Games the year before, has a gold and silver for her troubles. Don't see Tovio Jenkins there on the wide outside. Looks like Hassan of the Maldives on the outside. Coach Maurice Wilson has sent his sprinters out to 400 meters to get some over distance work in. It's Sasha Lee Forbes, former Homewood star, former GC Foster star, and international relay runner for Jamaica in lane 2, and Ramona Burchell on the inside. On the very outside, from the Maldives, Hassan goes off as fast as she can. Ramona Burchell, known for a hard-working ethic, goes out fast in the first 100 meters. Hassan on the outside still has the margin of the lead, but the stagger closes up and Burchill going well. It looks like Forbes also trying to catch up in the women's 400. The record now under 30 on this breezy day. Still going fast as Ramona Burchill. Catches up to Hashan on the outside, closes the stagger on her, and looks like Forbes held well back. Burchill looking like she's super fit in the year 2023. She's closed the stagger on the outside runner, Hassan, and heads down the straightaway. Sensational starter in the 100 meters here, showing tremendous early season fitness at 400 meters. Burchill flying down the stretch. 57.89 on the clock for Ramona Burchill, as on my clock, in fact, 57.7 for Burchill, with her training partner Sasha Lee Forbes second. That's the fastest time of the round. 57.64 for Ramona Burchill. Excellent fitness for Burchill this season, and I think the outlook for her is bright. Determined woman. 57.64. That's the fastest time of the round here. Very fit this season is Ramona Burchill. Not her natural distance. Doesn't run many 200s. And here has come up with a fine performance at 400 meters.
Momentarily, Celia will have that call for you.
400s finished here.
Athletes, please stand by for medal presentation.
Very impressive. Ramona Burchill has come through to run the 400 early season fitness test. Primary school relay is coming up. Her personal best 55.62, so approaching that in the early season. 2 seconds off, but the personal best set generally late in the season, and so she can feel very encouraged to have done that in this breezy condition here at GC Foster, as we get set to continue our coverage of live racing. When this meet is in Montego Bay, these races very exciting. The 4x1s start with races for the youngest ones who aspire to be great ones when they're older, and it's a primary school, the prep school boys 4x1s.
Lane 3, Hemingway, and in lane 5, St. James Prep. So only 2 schools on track now for the 4x100 meters. Hemingway and St. James Prep. Hemingway, lane 3, St. James Prep, lane 5.
In the audience, noted coach traveling in from the Far East, Raymond K.C. Graham. Here we go for the lineup for the prep school boys 4x1s. Hemingway from Montego Bay, and Williams, it's like St. James Prep, lane number 5. Just two entrants in this prep school boys 4x1. Hemingway Prep from Montego Bay, lane number 3, and St. James Prep, lane number 5.
May I have your attention, please? Asking Tamar Williams, Edwin Allen, and Kahim Reed Cornwall kindly come now for medal presentation.
The prep boys record 52.18 by Heidel.
Come now, please.
By Heidel in 2014.
For medal presentation.
And we'll see if any of these two teams will show sprightly early season form and touch this record.
Officials, we ask that you raise your flag once you're ready, and you put up your flags once you're ready, or a white paper, something white once you're ready at each box.
Bright sunshine in Spanish Town. Perfect for Angels at Angels, where we have the GC Foster College for Physical Education and Sport.
Raise your hand. Box 3, all yours.
So 2 teams in this prep boys 4x1s. Hemingway on the inside and St. James Prep in lane number 5. Just 2 teams. Hemingway in purple and white, and St. James Prep in white over red. Lightning first leg by Hemingway. They fly through, take the lead, and come to the first exchange. It's safe, but there's speed on the backstretch. St. James struggling with the first exchange. Great pass, great running by Hemingway. Here comes a second exchange for Hemingway. A slow one, but they've got so much speed, this Hemingway team. They fly past the high jump area, past the back goalpost, and fly into the straightaway. The change is made safely, and the diminutive anchorman steps forward. This is nice. This is Hemingway from Montego Bay at the Western Relays. In command and in the lead is Hemingway, who come through looking good. Hemingway have the glory in Spanish Town at 57.9 on my clock. For Hemingway, the flash clock comes back at 57.81 for Hemingway. Their baton passing, safe and conservative, but they're running bullet quick. They're the winners of the Prep Boys 4x1s in 57.81, and St. James High well back at the end. If you're just tuning in, we thank you so much for joining our coverage of the Western Relays. I'm Hubert Lawrence. I'm working in concert today with Sean Grant. He's taking a break, talking to his fans as we watch the 4x1s. The same 2 teams in the prep school girls 4x1s, with St. James on the inside and Hemingway in the purple and white lane number 5. Same lanes used, one race after the next. Assignments reversed, with Hemingway on the outside. If the boys anything to go by, Hemingway is some work afoot on the playfields at Hemingway in Montego Bay in track and field. You can hear the breeze in our broadcast. If you look to the side,
Box 2, box 3,
and in from the Emirates for a few minutes, well-known coach and erudite journalist.
box 3, all yours, Mr. Starkey.
You were with me at Champs in 1990 when I heard it this week. KC Graham, welcome home.
Thank you, Hubert, and happy to see you. Long time I haven't seen you.
Stay with me on this one, KC. A team in purple is in lane number 6. It's Hemingway Prep from Montego Bay. Their boys won the prep school boys 4x1s, and now they're in lane number 5. With them in white and red, St. James. And if you're tuning in, Hubert and KC Graham back together again for 32 years now, with Hemingway on the outside. Hemingway kick up a ruckus out of the blocks and break away from St. James on the first leg. They're trying to stay with them, St. James are, but Hemingway break away. Hemingway to the first exchange, and they make it slow but safe. Up the backstretch they go, looking good. A hustle. Here comes a big comeback by St. James on the inside. They're closing the stag on the second leg. It's St. James in the white over red. Hemingway in the purple and white though. A 4x4 change on the third leg, but Hemingway have a bit of a lead. The change by St. James not quite so good, and it's Hemingway with a safe margin in the top curve. Here's Hemingway. St. James trying to get back to them but can't. It's Hemingway to the last exchange, and it's at the top of the straightaway. Their change made well. St. James look good on the anchor leg though, and it's going to be close. Hemingway, purple and white. St. James can't get back. White over red, and here comes Hemingway hustling and clawing their way to the finish. They come through to win 63.35, and this man is so much KC. They call him KC. Raymond, welcome home. A good race by the youngsters. You've seen them all your life.
Yes, and the color that the winner had, purple, you know, that's a great color to run in.
Yes, have one purple shirt though, Raymond. we're only to funerals, and so
That's a low blow.
no, it's just an honest truth. But if you're from Kingston College or the Carteret College, good afternoon. Bustamante High, you're in purple and white as well. And Hemingway, welcome to the broadcast. KC, you've been all over. You're home. How does it feel to be back home?
No, and there's nowhere like home. People understand when you go overseas and work, and you miss so much. You miss the excitement and even this meet today. I've missed meet last year. I was so lonely, and I feel happy to be back. Going to the National Stadium today to watch all the girls running this morning. Some very outstanding performances this morning, and to come here at GC Foster to see some relay events again. I feel good to be back home.
I would normally pile it on you, but felt that lonely feeling early in 2021. Had to be in London for 4 months, and because of track alerts and, hope you forgive me, Stride Vision, I was able to stay alive by seeing Jamaican track and field from afar. So I know the feeling, Casey. Good to have you home.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it, so far.
Coming up, the races continue fast and furious here, and let's just skip out to this next event. If you're looking for the lane lineup so you can follow at home, it's on Roster Athletics. You click down to the Western Relays and you'll get what I'm about to tell you for this 4x100 meters. They're getting set. It's a primary school boys 4x100 meters. Here's the lineup. Harbourview Primary, lane 2. Brompton Primary, lane 3. Esher Primary, lane 4. Angels Primary, that's in St. Catherine right here. And on the outside, Catherine Hall Primary School, that's from Montego Bay. That's right near to the stadium where this meet has been held for quite some time, but has been away for a couple of years since the last time, 2018. Raymond?
Yes, Hubert.
While you were away, did see that you were in Cali last year.
Yes.
Having a good time. We can touch that a little bit.
No problem.
Tina Clayton defended a World 100 title, junior title.
Yes.
And ran sub 10 there and sub 10 in Jamaica at the trials.
Sub 11.
Her prospects for the future.
Great. When I saw her you remember, and she's so smart. I remember that semi-final when the young lady from Nigeria ran that fast time, and you thought she had won the race. She runs an instruction. She waits for the final to pull it off. She looked so easy. I knew she was going to run fast. And when I saw her in that semi-final, she looked so easy, and she didn't let the fast time by the Nigerian got to her. She knew what she was down there to do.
There is a Jamaican approach though to qualifying, that heats are just to get you to the next round.
True.
And we saw that with Tina Clayton there. Here we go though. The Harbourview Primary, Brompton Primary, Esher Primary, Angels Primary, and Catherine Hall Primary School. Primary schools 4x1s, and on the inside going fast, Harbourview, big and powerful. Esher and Angels just outside them. Esher in the red, and Esher make the baton pass first. The stagger closed on Angels Primary, but the team in blue from St. Catherine step on the back straightaway, open up some space. The stagger much more even now. On the inside going well is Harbourview Primary. Harbourview Primary zooming on the third leg and coming forward. It's Harbourview Primary with a great third leg who take command at the top of the curve. Baton pass made. In the green top is Harbourview. They drop the baton. Angels in blue and Esher coming forward. A neck and neck battle. Angels in blue. Esher to their shoulder in the red shirt. Angels fight through to win. 56.55. The 4x1s always on the edge of success and danger, KC Graham.
Yes,
the baton falls on the inside for Harbourview Primary, and then Esher and Angels wage a battle down the stretch. Angels win 56-3.
I love to coach relay, but it's a very nervous experience. I've been coaching relay all my years. Whenever my teams are running the relay, I stay by myself. I just so it's a nerve event.
Of course, KC Graham, coach of the first high school girls team to run sub 45. That Camperdown team by Ray Taylor back in 1990 at the Mutual Games. A big milestone for Jamaican high school track and field. KC, that's sub 45 back then. had the Clayton twins stayed at Edwin Allen, we'd be thinking sub 43.
Yes, 'cause they were in.
For you, how does that feel?
Yeah, 42. Because they're more experienced, and after winning at the World Junior last year, that will give her more confidence. And it's a pity that but sometime in life you have to move on. But Serena Cole is here to take over the mantle now from both twins.
The second section of the primary school boys 4x1s come up in a moment. If we can just get to it.
Thank you, Mr. Samuda.
I think that was the B heat a while ago.
In third place, Jerome Nicholson.
Let's just scroll down here to these 4x1s. If you're hearing a new voice on the broadcast, if you've just turned on your computer on the YouTube channel of Track Alerts, it's my old partner, Raymond K.C. Graham. He's here enjoying some Spanish Town sunshine. Coached at St. Jago for a number of years in this sunshine, and is a graduate of the GC Foster himself, so knows the neighborhood. It's a little bit windy, KC.
It is, and it's blowing against the athletes, so the time will not be that fast, but it won't affect the relay that much. And I must say, this morning I saw some excellent running at the stadium this morning.
That's at the excellent Camperdown Classic.
Right, yeah, I saw Kishiro running the 800.
She's been in brilliant form all season. Opened with a 2:13.33 at Jamaica College. Outgoing Adolphus Davis Senior at 800, a winner in her class 3 days. She ran the sprints in class 4. Casey Graham got to the semis at both 100 and 200 and still has a turn of speed.
She has it. I saw her this morning. She was, and she ran 209, and I was speaking with her. So she was disappointed because she wanted to run much faster.
You're seeing the presentations for. I think that's the 4 hurdles earlier on today. Daniel Wright of Excelsior. He won in class 2 last year and looked good in the sprint hurdles as well here at GC Foster. In the flat 4 as well, looked as if his coach David Riley, whom you know well, is tuning him for big efforts in 2023. There is a Pan Am Juniors in Puerto Rico in August, and that might be his target.
And there's also because there's no Royal Under 20 this year. Next year is the Royal Under 20. So I think the Pan Am Junior is the biggest one for our juniors. And also Carifta is coming up too. Carifta Games in April, the Easter weekend. So we have some. I'm looking forward for the boys champs here, the class 1 400 meter hurdles. You have Daniel Wright, you have Antonio Forbes, and you also have Blake from St. Elizabeth Technical. I can't wait to see that class 1 400 meter hurdles. I expect. I expect some fireworks in that class 1 boys 400 meter hurdles.
Okay, see, we're back on track with the 4x1. I think that's section number 3 of the primary school boys 4x100 meters. We've seen both races go just about 60 seconds. These boys are 10 and 8, 9 years old. The record is 52.13 by Black River. It's a big record for this age group, and this group is trying to chase the record. Baton problems at the first exchange on the wide outside, and Spanish Town, where we are, is hustling on the inside. They're changing just about first, changing different spots in the exit zone. Green Pond on the outside going fast, and it's Spanish Town versus Green Pond, Central versus West, and Spanish Town again looking good. They're scooting forward on the inside. Green Pond left behind. It's Spanish Town crowning these Western relays at Angels with a win. It's 51.17. The record on the books is 50.92 for Spanish Town Primary in the 4x1s. I think it's the first record of the day on the track.
Wow. No surprise here, Hubert. Spanish Town Primary has been a standout over the years, and they come now, they control home turf. So they have been doing well. They have a very good program. Most of the athletes that go to St. Jago used to come from that school.
50.92 for Spanish Town Primary. They're baton passing for age 9 and age 10. Outstanding.
And that's why Jamaica, we have done so well at the senior level. Because we start our relay practice from the prep school, primary, from basic school. And people ask, why are we so good in relay in relay passing because our athletes learn from a younger age. So by the time they reach high school, they're superstar.
This morning's Gleaner, some guy, Hubert Lawrence, proposing that they have sprint relay training camps at home because so many of the women's team and the men's team now live and train in Jamaica. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a good idea, but I know that it's gonna be difficult because the coaches the coaches sometimes are selfish. They don't want their athlete to go elsewhere. So although you make a proposal, Hubert, I'm telling you, it's going to be very difficult. If they were in the same camp, if all 4 athletes were in the same camp, that would not be a problem. But when they are from different camp, it's a problem. Are they going to cooperate? I don't think so, because they have a different program.
50.9 to the Spanish Town Primary. They've broken the record in the primary school boys 4x1s. Mobiles lent Spanish Town this big event, the 44th Western Relays, and the Spanish Towners have put a number up on the board, 50.92 for 4x1s. Enjoying the moment in the sun by trackside as we get set for the primary school girls 4x1. It's Angels, Spanish Town Primary, Narrowhead Primary, Green Pond, and Esher on the outside. 5 teams lined up for the girls section 1 primary school 4x1s. Angels, Spanish Town Primary, Narrowhead Primary, Green Pond, and Esher.
Expect another Spanish Town dominance here.
How do you know these things, KC?
Because this is something like
tradition.
Tradition. They always do well. The coaches they train like high school. To be honest with you, when they come to high school, we don't have much to do with them because the coaches from those schools in Spanish.
The adjustment from training high school from primary, not a big step.
Not a big, no.
Do you find, KC, they understand the language of the high school coach when they come to high school? The technical language?
Yeah, easily, because I say the coaches in the school, I know Spanish Town coaches over the years, they take it very seriously, and some of these coaches also coach at the high school. I remember Andrew Kidd used to coach at St. Catherine Primary, he coaches at St. Diego High School, and some of these coaches in the primary school, they work at the high school level also.
Good evening, welcome to the broadcast. This is the Western Relays. This is Hubert with Raymond and the crew from Track Alerts at Trackside at GC Foster College. It's the GC Foster College for Physical Education and Sport, and we're tuned in. If you're looking for the lane draws, we're watching it. Everything on the Roster Athletics website, and if you're so inclined, you can download the application and up and upon. It's the app. You can get it too. Casey Graham scrolling along. He can't find the lane draws. I better help him with it. 50.92. The girls race on track now. Here's the lineup. Angels, that's right near here. Spanish Town Primary in Spanish Town. Narrowhead in the Portmore area. Green Pond, is that Westmoreland, Casey Graham?
Green Pond is from Westmoreland, yeah.
On the outside. So it's Angels, Spanish Town Primary, Narrowhead, Green Pond, and Esher. Girls 4x100 meters. It's almost time for a baton passing change on the broadcast as we roll through the 44th Western Relays. You came in late, Casey Graham, watching the girls. The Carifta 100 champion, DeAndre Daly, looking smooth today for Herbert Morrison. 10-7-0. They're in the blocks now. Girls primary 4x100 meters. Reginald Reese raises his gun to the air and sends them going in the primary 4x1. Esher on the outside looking very good on the first leg. Inside them, Green Pond looking very good, but Esher looking especially good. Esher on the outside looking really good. Great first leg, great second leg. Angels start to storm forward. What a great second leg by Spanish Town Primary. Narrowhead Primary also in there as well. Esher look good, but they've been caught at the second exchange. It's Spanish Town Primary in those blue tops, curving past the field as they head to the final exchange. Spanish Town Primary going for a double 4x1 title. It's Spanish Town Primary, blue and red, flying beside, now go ahead trying to challenge, but Spanish Town have a lead that won't be overtaken by anyone else. Big anchor leg. So a double for Spanish Town Primary.
I told you.
In the 4x1s, KC Graham.
I told you, bro, Spanish Town Primary have a very strong program and they take their check and features. Just to dive with a little, you mentioned something about the camp. Someone from overseas just text me. This is what they said. I'm listening to your commentary and track alerts. I'm happy you guys are speaking about the relay camps. That's a good article, but I hope the coach will take heed because last year we had a super team and we lost to the USA. Another record again, Spanish Town Primary.
54.83 for the girls of Spanish Town Primary. A few minutes earlier, 50.92 for the boys, and it's a double win in double record time for Spanish Town Primary. I'll pass the baton to Sean Grant for the next segment.
Breaking records here.
I don't know why Casey is actually smiling though. Hubert Lawrence, brilliant as per usual. Can't follow his footsteps though, but I'll do my thing. Hubert will be back the next hour or so to bring you more. And
kindly come now for medal presentation. Thank you. Men's 3,000 meters.
so see, like we're standing, I won't be sitting.
So the final heat on track for the girls primary school.
So the final heat is on track. Special good afternoon once again. This is final B. Just making sure the adjustments are made. We saw Spanish Town a short while ago with a brilliant second leg. That made the difference for them to carry home the bacon in that event.
Lane 4 Brompton. Lane 6 Greater Portland.
So making sure everything is okay though. Esho should be in 2.
3.
In 3 Barracks Road. And when Hubert was doing the commentary, there were some ladies from Barracks Road who were cheering on the boys' side. They finished second to Spanish Town. So Brompton in 4. And in lane 6, Greater Portmore. And lane 7 is Harborview. 5 facing the starter, the final segment in the girls' primary class 1. This is the 4x1. Asking the athlete in lane 2 to put her hands behind the line. Blocks a little bit too close to the line. In lane 2, that's Escher. Clean start for the 5-team field though, and the Brompton Primary looks pretty well, but on the outside, Harborview Primary on this opening leg. Harborview on this opening leg looks pretty. Team in command. Harborview changes in front. Another great change at all from Greater Portmore. But now on the inside of Greater Portmore, Catherine Hall Primary also in the mix. Also there is Brompton. But Harborview on the second leg on the penultimate exchange. They'll hand over the baton in the top position. Cruising around the bend with about 150 meters to go. But trying to reel in Harborview. Brompton, but Harborview has certainly registered a commanding lead for the final exchange. We don't want to see the young ladies that were cheering on earlier on doing the same thing for Barracks Road. But Harborview, they're all alone on the inside. Escher, but outside of Escher is Barracks. But that's the top 2. It is going to be Harborview, and looks like Brompton second, and in third is Escher. 54.98 seconds is for Harborview competing. 54.73 is the official time for Harborview, taking the final section in the girls class 1 4x1, the primary school division. Raymond Casey Graham, you're looking down, not looking up. What school you went to when you were younger?
I went to a school named St. George's Primary, all the way in a place named Blackstone St. Anne. I'm proud of my first school I went to. Then I went to another great school by the name of Kingston College. Then I did 1 year at St. Mary High School. So I went to 3 grade schools in the beginning.
St. Mary High School is a great school. You compare it to Kingston College?
I would say...
I'm just asking though.
Any school I go to must be great.
So ladies and gentlemen,
from one serve grace through the gates. So it's another record on the day. Harborview 54.73 seconds. That is now the new record set by Harborview, the girls class 1 4x1. 54.
5 Spanish Town earlier.
My word, great performance from these girls. As we get ready now for the girls class 4, 4x1, stepping up to high school.
Now to the girls class 4. For our 100
In lane 2 should be Buster Manche High. In 3, Veer Technical. In 4, Edwin Allen. In 5, Homewood Technical. And in 6, Mount Alvernia.
I hope I saw a 4x1 this morning at National Stadium. Let's see if any of these teams
What class?
can go faster.
What class?
Class 4. I saw Idel. They ran 47. They ran 47. 36 this morning that they run 49-18.
49-18.
I think that's Omo at the fastest time before.
Yes.
But Idle is number 1 in the nation now.
No,
It's
after
49-18. Let's see if I think Homewood, they have a strong class 4 unit.
Yes, they do.
I think they can go sub 50, but can they go faster than the Idle 49-18?